Okay, here we are again for another Stephanie and Nicole on topic. Now, usually we would go through and we would talk about a topic. We'd bring you our favorite book about it, a quote, and everything like that. But we are flipping it on its head. If you are a Reddit user, raise your hand.
I'm not.
You are
So,
not.
mm-mm.
Nicole's not. So, in my scrolling, I use Reddit for a lot of things, but one of the things is I'm in a group called Deciding to Be Better. And I brought the idea to Nicole to just like be a older sister kind of voice for the folks that are leaving questions. And so today we've got three that we're going to walk through. I'm just going to read what their post was, and then Nicole will be the bigger sister, right?
You bet.
Okay, Nicole will be the big
So,
sister.
okay, so pause 1 second. So, you're in Reddit and you're in a group that's part of Reddit
Correct.
that's called Trying to Be Better,
Deciding to be better.
Deciding to Be Better. I like that. Deciding is better than trying. Okay, Deciding to Be Better. And these are questions in that group.
Yes.
Okay,
So users will go in and then and it could be anything. It could be anything. Deciding to be better, and you'll get a whole bunch of this is what I tried and this is what I do.
okay.
Today we're
All
going to
right.
bring that to on topic.
All right. That sounds fun.
Okay, I think so too. All right,
All
so this is
right.
the first time that Nicole has heard these. So we're all going through this together. All right, this one is asking for advice, and it says, how to spend my free time more useful. I'm currently wasting like 4 more hours of my day playing video games, besides working and going to the gym. I'm not happy with my level of physical activity, so I'm not really looking for hobbies in that direction. I'm more looking for something productive or even some kind of online work stuff. Not sure if this is the correct subreddit for this. But anyway, Nicole, I brought this to you. How would you recommend that they spend their free time more purposefully?
Okay. So, they want to spend their free time more purposefully, and they want to be more fit. Did I hear that right?
So they already go to the gym.
They already go to the gym, so that's not part of what they want.
Yeah, they're happy with their level of physical activity.
Okay, so they're happy with their physical fitness. Well, I guess I would determine which area I wanted to work on to determine where I needed to spend my time. So could they be reading? Could they be learning more? Could they be bettering themselves for their field? I mean, there's obviously 7 F's: fitness, finance, family, field, which is your career, faith, friends, and fun. Pick one of those to work on instead of playing video games. And so, whatever that means, could they be meditating? Could they be reading? Could they be hanging out with friends, going out for coffee with people? It all just depends on what is lacking in their life or what they need to enhance. So I guess I'd need to know more about this person before
Okay.
I could tell them what they should actually do.
Yeah. I think that some of us who get into, just the I'm sitting in front of the video game thing, I think it's because we lack creativity and we don't have any other ideas to use our brains to do something. So if you were my friend, and I can't say the username, but if you were my friend, I would help you brainstorm like 10 or 15 different things, and we could write them on pieces of paper or popsicle sticks or something of that effect, and we put them in the jar. And then when you wanted to make your time more useful, uh, which I think it sounds to me like you want to do this every day, you can just pull out a popsicle stick and then tell yourself you're gonna, do that.
And I
So
think, you could tell your friend that they're already a step ahead in acknowledging that they're wasting 4 hours of their day, because a lot of people aren't even aware of that. So the fact that they know that they're wasting some of their day is they're a step
good
ahead.
point.
And now
Good
it's
point.
determining those things that they can do. Like the only time I play video games is for wind down, because I've read that Tetris and games like that help your brain like be thoughtless almost. And
Yeah.
so an hour before bed, I play Kingdom or Candy Crush or something like that to kind of vegetate my brain.
Okay. All right. Well, I think those are good pieces of advice from that subreddit. Okay. Well, let's talk about the second one. All right. What has helped to change your personality? Looking for advice. I see many posts on this thread about changing work ethic, lifestyle choice, etc. I want to change part of my personality so that I can be more kind, generous, and less judgmental. Sometimes I feel that the negative parts of my personality are a part of make me who I am, and it's how I've always been. I want to change, but I'm not sure where to start, or if it's even possible without losing the core. I've considered therapy, but I'm wondering if others have successfully changed this and how they got started. All right. Nicole,
All right.
is it possible without losing the core to change your personality? And where would you start?
Well, first I would go on Amazon and I'd order a magic wand that I would just
Oh.
wave over myself, and voila, I have this amazing personality. If they're looking for some kind of easy answer, it doesn't exist.
It's not.
And changing your personality, that just depends on if you're talking about your personality, or are you talking about your core values? Are you talking about, what does this really mean? And when they talk about being a nicer person and that kind of stuff, it's just awareness and knowledge and that kind of stuff, like know better, do better. And so I think back at some of the things I said and did while I was in college, which was quite a few years ago. And I was a good person. I thought I was a good person, but I look back at some of the things you said, and now, because of awareness and knowledge and whatever else, I realize, oh, those were really very nice things to say. And so I don't know, it's just awareness, self-awareness, and knowledge. And it's having a friend who will call you out and
Yep.
say, hey,
Giving them
this,
permission to call you out.
yes, giving them permission to call you out, saying, hey, remember what you wanted to work on? This would be it. So I don't know, reading books on it, but just becoming aware, and then having someone who's gonna help hold your feet to the fire on it.
Yeah. I guess I don't have anything other than to add, other than who are those people that might be in your day that you want to emulate? And I would just go befriend them. Because I
Yeah.
think that's the best example.
Yeah, that's a great example. In anything, whether it's to be a better person, or as your business, who's somebody you want to emulate that they're doing that you can do too. It's just yeah, it's a great idea.
I liked what you said about the core values, because I really think the core values build your character, they build your personality. So if you can dig into what those values are, or start shaping those, because
And what
maybe
your triggers are. I guess one more thing too is, what are your triggers? Why do you respond that way? Uncovering that, unearthing why you respond negatively, or that kind of thing, will help too. And that comes into the awareness and knowledge piece.
Yeah. Okay. Great advice. Love that. All right. Next up. What do you do when you are depressed and you don't want to be productive? Going through a rut and I just really don't know what to do. You ever just feel apathetic and all you want to do is sit down and watch YouTube videos? I have stuff to get done, but my mindset is just so unmotivated lately. What would you recommend for someone going through this?
So they said depressed and in a rut.
Yeah. Yep. They use the word depressed.
Okay. Yeah. So one, I would make a me file first off, or a list, or kind of a resume. And it's not the typical resume that you're going to turn into a business or anything else. It's a resume that maybe only you are ever going to look at it. And it's going to be everything you've accomplished, everything you're proud of, everything, from the little things to the big things. And so something that you can look at and say, remind you of who you are. And then the next thing is exercise. exercise is naturally going to elevate your mood, your, all that kind of stuff. So whether it's a walk or whatever it might be, find some kind of exercise to get yourself going, to get your brain flowing, and then everything else will kind of turn on from there. So those are the two things that I would start with.
I love that. A me file. Just because it's so easy for us to get down on ourselves, like we haven't done anything, right? So
Mhm.
reflect, take that time to reflect. Well, that's good. And then obviously when you feel that trigger to sit down and watch YouTube videos, you have to recognize it and pivot.
Mhm. Yep.
I think that's
And
good.
maybe you need to have something, if you're watching YouTube on your phone, your screensaver that says,
Oh,
what else could you be doing right now? Just something like that, so that it's one more step, one more conscious decision you need to make to do something you don't want to be doing.
yeah. Or if that's where you end up, can you find a playlist of, pep talk videos
Yeah.
as opposed to the doom
Watch all our
scrolling?
on topics, binge our on topics.
And if you get run out of those, I'm sure that we've watched a video that we would recommend too, or a movie.
Yes.
Okay. Almost finished with our little help desk session here on topic. How to be a better listener, focus, and communicate effectively. I always thought I was good at communication and was a decent listener until I started work. The feedback I get from my manager is always, you aren't patient. You need to listen properly to my instructions. You miss the little details. I think you don't focus properly. At work, it's really awkward just to pass by people and smile, and in turn, they give me a fake smile. It's my first job as a fresh graduate, and I don't want to lose it because of things like not listening and not focusing. I need to up my soft skills and get things done properly. How do I do that? Any advice? Is there some kind of activity I can do with myself to better my focus? I'm just trying to be better in all aspects, technical, as an individual and part of the team. Part of me believes that speed equals good, but that's not the case with work. How do I defeat this mentality? Well, that was a lot.
Yeah, it seems like she had quite a few things there. As far as the listening better, I'll tackle that piece, I guess. And they always say you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk, because we have two ears, one mouth. And so to actually, and not just, there's a difference between listening and hearing what people have to say. And so with her, it sounds like some of her listening issues get into a work problem, and it might just be a comprehension thing. Like for me, I can hear directions better. I can watch a video and I'm really good, but to just look at like IKEA directions are hard for me. And so it could be a learning style. If their supervisor or something are trying to tell them something, it might not be that she's not listening to them. It's that she doesn't she doesn't learn that way. She doesn't understand that way. So that might be one thing I would look into, and just talk to her supervisor and say, hey, I learned better if you wrote these things down, or I would learn better if you talk to me this way, or so there might be that piece. But the other thing is listening to understand. Are you doing that, or are you just like a body
Or
standing
are you
there?
moving past the speed? Or like
Yeah,
just
is your head at tonight's party that's going on and not at work? Or why aren't you listening? And maybe you just can't. That is a thing. So figuring out why. But if it's just at work, then it might not be. It might not be that.
I don't think you can ever communicate too much if you're new to a team. So if it were me, or if you were on my team and I was giving you that feedback, I would love it if you said, hey, I think this is what I need to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Is that probably right?
Yeah.
And then ask for that instant feedback, and then check in. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. It's to hold yourself
Yes.
accountable to those instructions and directions. And you can never over communicate when you're part of a new team.
That is
Because
beautiful.
if there isn't a standard operating procedure that you're working with, or that you were able to read, or if you were given one and you're getting this feedback, go back and read those SOPs, because the answer is probably in there.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you for tuning in to On Topic Reddit Style with Stephanie and
know.
Nicole.
Here's the help desk. We call her on the line.
77777.
If you have your own help desk that you'd like to submit, we would love to get that in our DMs. If you have not watched any of our other videos, go back and check those out. We think that you'll love some nuggets in there if you liked this one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Stephanie and Nicole on Topic.
Peace out.